Grand Rising, another workout in, and I'm talking about the sweet science of boxing, but I'm using it as a metaphor so you can use in your life. Now, before we get started, I'm pretty sure people are going like, boxing, the sweet science, what are you talking about? Is just two people beating the hell out of people? Yes, definitely that, but it's a deeper, very, very deeper tactic that I'm going for that you need to apply for your life. So when I talk about the sweet science, I'm talking about the movements like in chess. So when people bring up the sweet science in boxing, I'm using this as a metaphor, and the reason why I want you to apply it to your life is the anticipation of your opponent, or the anticipation of what life may throw at you, so that you're ready and always be one step ahead of the game, one step ahead of the competition. And that is what I'm talking about. Just like in chess, you're reading the board, you're reading your board of life, and you're analyzing life, your opponent, or whatever you may use in this illustration, so that you can always be several steps ahead. You don't want to be the person who blindly goes into the chess match or blindly goes into a boxing match, just throwing punches wildly, thinking that you're going to beat the hell out of the opponent, when you are left nothing but frustration of missing every shot that you throw, getting aggravated, nothing's landing. Now I'm going back to life. You're thinking it's going to happen, you're going full speed, and life keeps hitting your side of the head, you keep missing, you're like, what the heck is going on? And that's what happens in the sweet science. Just like in boxing, going back to your life. You always have to be several steps ahead. It's like chess. Analyze, anticipate, and keep control of your emotions the entire time. If you go into life full of emotions blindly, you're going to make plenty of mistakes that's going to cost you in the long run. So it's always good to remain calm. I'll use a perfect example. Now, you'll probably hate this boxer, but it makes a lot of sense. Actually, I use two. Modern times and in the past. Mayweather. Mayweather masters this very, very good, especially on the defense. He knows the fans, audience, and much more want to see him get knocked the hell out. He anticipates that. He knows that. He goes against fighters who are always ready to throw a fury of punches. But every fighter that does that always ends up frustrated. They always end up missing their shots. They always just get hitting his guard. And they're always like, what the heck is going on? They stop fighting their way of life and start walking into his realm. And once they walk into his realm, they lose the match. Switching back to life. When you are fighting or walking in your realm of life, you're in control. You know every move. You can anticipate and be several steps ahead. But once you step out of your realm into your opponent's or something beyond, you start losing control. You start making mistakes because you're not in your realm. You're playing their game, not yours. It's a chess match. Now I'll go use something more in the past. Muhammad Ali talked a lot of smack, just like Mayweather. It's all mental games. He knew that. So when they came to the fight, people wanted to knock his ass out. I'm pretty sure there's people that's probably want to knock your ass out in life. And so challenges, hope that you fail and much more. But you always got to remain calm. Muhammad Ali knew that. So when he stepped into the ring, he was calm. He played his game. Patience, jab, moving around. He frustrated his opponent. It's chess, y'all. If you start applying that to your life, you start winning. You're playing your game. It's a chess match. Think several steps ahead. When you start mastering that technique, everything starts flowing naturally as it's supposed to, because you're in your element, you're being yourself, you can smile along the way because you're playing your game. And that's what I'm getting to. Master the role of playing your game in this life, because once you step outside of who you are, that's when you start losing. But when you step within yourself and remain in there, that's when you start winning. So I hope that's value for you. Make sure you take it to the next level. Take this like chess and become victorious. Play your style.